Well, the man is right. Let me give out the phone numbers real fast. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. Drew, how you doing?
I came back. I thought about not coming in tonight, but I came back.
I gave Drew a little,
yeah.
Yeah, you know what it was? What? I was ornery.
You're sick. You're sick.
Yeah,
you have a cold, medicine. Yeah.
We had the guests here.
Yeah.
There was too many people in the
honey,
studio.
I drink too much because the kids stress me out.
And I only hit you because I love you.
Yeah.
That's my way of showing affection.
Strangely, I can almost accept that.
But look at it like I'm a little kid who remember in the schoolyard when a girl liked you?
Yeah.
She'd like steal your comb or grab one of your peachy folders.
Right.
Or you tug on her pigtails.
Right.
Well, now you're older. When someone likes you, they verbally abuse you from across the console.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to it.
All right. Let me read something real fast. Jeez, I don't even know where to start here, but I got a letter. It was a real touching letter. It was from a guy who's 17 and a half. He's incarcerated. He's involved with the California Youth Authority.
Right.
So he's not in real prison yet, but he's been in for like 2.5 years. His name is Michael Harris, and he's up for parole soon. And he wrote a letter saying how much he loves the show and how much everyone in the ward and everything listens. And he's seen, you always hear about these stories about guys going in and becoming hardened.
Right.
And learning the, hooking up with more felons and getting out and committing more crime. But some of them actually sort of learn from their mistakes.
Right.
And apparently Michael's one of them. And he wants an on-air apology. Not for me, but he wants me to give one for him.
For what?
Well, to his mother.
Really?
And to the people who he has wronged.
What did he do?
Well, he burglarized a house, and he stole a car, and I guess he was in all kinds of mischief, if that's what you want to call it, at a young age, probably 14, 15, 16, and then he's been in the clink for like 2 years. So anyway, his mom's name is Thomasine Harris, and if you would announce, I'm reading this, that I'm sorry for causing her all of her heartache and pain that I have over the years, and that I love her very much, and I'll be out soon, and I'm very, very grateful to you, and I'll be home soon. And also a quick little note to Wanda Millard, who is apparently his youth counselor. Thank you for helping me better myself and pointing out things to work on in my personality. So here he is. He listens to Loveline. I got to believe that Loveline had a hand in this.
In him going wrong or in him getting better?
Well, actually, could have been both.
Yeah. Well, I hope just the latter.
Yeah, so he's going to be out soon. And, Michael, good luck to you, and keep the letters coming. And, Drew, you ready to go to the phone?
Let's
Do you
go.
have anything to say?
No, let's get on with it.
All right. Let's get it over with. Casper.
How you doing?
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Thanks a lot. I listen to your show like every night when I can, and I really wanted an unbiased opinion from you guys.
All right, I'm giving it tonight.
Okay.
I was a little out of line last night, I got to admit, but I'm back tonight.
That was okay. Well, anyways, I'm caught in a situation where I'm sleeping with 4 different women now. And it's really taken its toll on me nerve-wise. And I swear to God, I think I'm getting an ulcer off of it.
Right, not to mention the vitamin loss.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not worried about diseases or anything. Cause
No, it's only 4 people.
Yeah, why aren't you worried?
I'm always safe about it. I mean,
you wear a condom.
Yes.
You use a dental dam.
I don't.
No deep kissing.
I don't do that.
Come on, Drew. No, nobody. The guy who invented the dental dam laughs when his wife pulls it out of the nightstand. Give me a break. The dental dam.
Well, anyways, it would have been cool.
He's playing it relatively safe.
Reducing his risk.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it would have been cool when I was like 18, or 19.
But
right.
You're mature now.
Yeah, when I'm like 22.
You don't need this.
Or you're seasoned 22. You got 1 foot in the grave.
Yeah.
And you're past this. Yeah. Why are you doing it then if you're past it?
I don't know. I want to, like, get out of it so I don't hurt these people and, you know what I'm saying?
None of them know about each other.
No, and you know what's ironic about it is one of them is an ex-girlfriend of mine, and she just kind of uses it as some kind of crutch, but I'm not really worried about her. One was a girl that I used to work with, and she still comes in and visits.
Right.
We're together maybe twice a month.
Okay.
The other one, I work with her now, and we're together maybe twice a week. Then the other one is a bartender at a place that we all go to.
Yeah.
I've been with her twice.
Now, what's her sign?
Weeks.
All right, Casper.
Yeah.
Do you like one of them? I mean, look at it as a litter of puppies. Is there one that you particularly enjoy in the basket there, jumping up and yelping?
The last one I was with, I do like her. I mean, it's not only sexually, but...
All right, Casper, here's my advice. Pick one or none of them. I mean, if you don't have feelings for any of them, forget it. But if you have feelings for just one of them, or even if you have feelings for all of them, just pick one and try to have some kind of normal relationship with her and never divulge the fact that you were sleeping around while you're sleeping with her.
And remember that probably the reason you're feeling such remorse, guilt, whatever that stress is that's making you nearly feel as though you're having an ulcer, is that these women are developing an attachment to you, aren't they? And their expectation of the relationship is something far more than what yours is. And that by getting involved in this physical relationship, they've developed an emotional connection that you can't seem to live up to. And you shouldn't, because you don't want to, and you don't have the same reciprocal feelings. So you need to get out. You need to not let these people believe that you're going to maintain a relationship. Don't lead them to believe that just because you're physically intimate with them, you want to be emotionally intimate. Cut their losses, not your own. Whatever discomfort you have to go through as a result of it, it's the price you have to pay. Don't try to preserve yourself from having to experience their pain or their anger, whatever it is. Get through it and get it over with on their behalf, okay?
All right, Casper the horny ghost?
Yes.
The horniest ghost I know. Moving right along. Shannon, you're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, ever since I was about 8 years old, I was diagnosed with an obsessive-compulsive disorder.
What were you doing at 8 to lead them to that conclusion?
I don't know. Well, when I was younger, my parents got divorced, and she kind of left on Christmas night.
Yeah.
And I think that might have triggered it.
Right.
And it's, all right, I'm really embarrassed about it, but I pull out my hair.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's sort of typically, it's called trichotillomania. And that's
that's trichotillomania.
Right. And that's sort of typically what a child will do as a manifestation of OCD.
Do you count things and do that, go through rituals and things like that?
No, well, I saw a show about that the other night, but that's not... All right, well...
Now, hang on a second. Do you pull the hair out on your head or your eyebrows and eyelashes?
Just my head.
Just off your head. Do you just pick one spot?
It's actually, at one time, I had no hair.
Yeah.
But now it's better, but I think because of that, it's triggered other things, like at night, I can't sleep, and I'll walk, over to my window and look out and make sure nobody's out there, or I just can't sleep at night, and I always think someone's in my car when I'm driving.
Did they put
really weird.
Did they put you on any medication?
Well, when I was younger, I was on Prozac, but it made me restless, and it's destroying my boyfriend and I relationship.
How's that?
Because we're always fighting, and he don't understand why, and
trichotillomania can be present without true OCD, but these kinds of behaviors and manifestations tend to be biologically based. Even though there clearly is a psychological element to what you're describing, there's a strong biologic component, and so medication does tend to help.
I don't want to tell my dad because I've already put him and my stepmother through so much.
Yeah, but you're putting them through more when you're not telling them.
Yeah.
I mean, because obviously you're going to suffer in your relationship, you're going to suffer in school, you're going to suffer in your relationship with them. I mean, I'm sure if they had their choice, they'd rather, tote you down to the hospital or pick up or go to the pharmacy or do whatever they had to do and cure the problem.
I know, but it's like I've been to doctors all my life, and I've been in the hospital before.
Psychiatric hospitals?
Yeah, and that wasn't the place for me. It was like everybody else. It's like I didn't fit in there, and nothing seemed to help me. And this has been going on since I was 8.
There is a new medication for OCD called Luvox. Been tried on that one yet?
No.
You might want to check that out. And
Okay.
Go to a psychiatrist who has some expertise in dealing with these kinds of disorders. There are several different kinds of approaches that are available out there.
And can you answer one question for me?
Have you ever been tried on clonidine?
What was that?
You ever been tried on clonidine or clonidine patches?
No.
Okay. So there's lots of things out there still to be tried on you. What's the question?
See, now I forgot.
I'm sorry.
What was I going to ask?
Ask me one question.
Right. What kind of signs or symptoms of manic depressive?
Yeah, well,
people?
There are lots of different things, but just the characteristic is very, very wide fluctuations of mood.
Big swings.
Because I think I got that too. I don't know.
Well, get some help and stick with it, because it sounds like you were pretty traumatized when your mom left as a kid. You, whatever reason, were biologically predisposed to getting these syndromes as a result of that trauma, and you need treatment. It can help a lot.
Yeah, people are so. I know their lives are so difficult, and they need so much help.
Yeah.
But they're I don't know, ashamed or embarrassed.
Well, but can you imagine that with her parents? I mean, the word is things are kind of stable, and when she comes forward and admits that she's really in pain and uncomfortable and doing all these crazy things, her family's going to be thrown into turmoil again, and she's going to be the cause of it. Of course, she wants to keep hiding it, keep things okay.
Right.
It's going to be painful to confront it.
Well, and plus, like my only thing when I was in high school, I had Brillo hair.
That's your only thing. Otherwise, it was a perfect experience.
Well, other than...
How about when you screwed up your shoulder?
Other than screwing up my shoulder playing football and being, like, emotionally and verbally abused by all my teachers.
All right, except for that.
Who, by the way, can kiss my ass right now. That's all I got. Hey, be quiet. Hey, knock it off with the jokes in the back of the class. They tried to hold me down. Do you know that, Drew?
They were the man.
They tried to stifle me. They tried to douse my flame.
Can I, have their names and addresses?
Hold on. I want to do because I'm going to send them. Because
now I'm their representative right here.
No, I have the whole Kiss Adam Carolla's ass letter that's going out all across the valley. You, who own the carpet cleaning business, made me clean Edwards Air Force Base. Kiss my ass! And all you people over at Walter Reed Junior High and North Hollywood High, kiss my ass. I got a radio show now.
Sometimes I really doubt your sincerity, because you told me how much you wanted to do just good with that microphone. You didn't care about anything else.
Screw it. That was last month.
All right.
Oh, I'm sick and I'm ornery again. Francis.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Yeah. I'm 20 years old. And
yeah.
I'm married for a little over a year.
Yeah.
And I don't think I want to be married anymore.
All right.
Right. My husband and I are both in the Army.
Huh.
And I'm in Kentucky, and he just got stationed in Texas a month ago.
Eesh.
And I met somebody else.
Ugh.
Like somebody else's. And
are you talking about one fat guy or actually two people?
No, two different people.
Wow.
But,
well, that's healthy.
I don't want to have, long-term relationships or anything with these guys because, they're both married also.
Yeah, and your husband carries a gun for a living.
And she does, too, though.
I can only imagine the domestic disputes that go on over there. He comes in, he steps on a landmine, she lobs a grenade toward him, he fires back, he goes like, cover me, I'm going to the kitchen. God, that's dangerous. Francis, you don't want to be in this marriage.
No, but I don't want to tell him about it because he's in this really, really tough school right now for the Army.
Is he going to Ranger school or something?
No, he's a medic. He's in respiratory therapy school.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are you going to do? You're going to string him along for a couple of years?
Here until September, and I don't want to call him up now and freak him out and stress him out and tell him, hey, I want a divorce. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I am a strong proponent of BS when necessary. The guys over there, the guys under a lot of stress. You know what it was like,
right?
I mean, Drew, when you were in medical school, or when I was a ceramics major in high school. By the way, there's a little more ass kissing I need to talk about. But the point is I know what it's like. You got a deadline, you got a coil pot, pinch pot, or slab pot. You're over on the wheel there. You know what I'm saying? You don't need. When you're under the gun.
Right.
So maybe you shouldn't say anything to the guy.
I'm not disagreeing with that. However, why did you get married in the first place?
I love him. I still love him, but I don't want to be married. I'm only 20.
Why did you get married? When you were 19.
Because I don't know. Because I love him.
Kids?
No.
Can you try a formal separation? If you really love the guy, but you need to experience yourself some more, go do that.
Well, That's pretty much what we're doing now.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Except, like, he doesn't know.
He doesn't know you're separated, does he?
Right.
And what do you
might
think?
be different when he's detaching himself, when he's sort of disconnecting. You might have a different sense of this whole thing.
Yeah, but...
Do you have kids, Francis?
Oh, gosh, no.
No.
Okay, good.
No.
All right.
Then I'd be singing a different tune.
No kids. He's in Texas. You're in Kentucky.
Yes.
He's off to make a life for himself. You're banging everyone in the barracks.
We're going to file this call.
No.
We're going to form a lobby group to initiate a premarital test that it's not allowed to be administered by law before the age of 30.
Oh, really?
And then after that, you're eligible for marriage.
I like that.
Yeah? That'd be good?
Well, I'm bisexual also.
Oh.
And I miss women.
I hear you, sister.
And
and those whacks, especially out early doing maneuvers and everything, doing that running in unison and doing, I don't know, but I've been told, Pakistani mighty cold.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Are we allowed to say that?
Oh, no.
I know, it's a turn on.
I didn't see the light go on, but they bleeped that, so that went over.
Oh, my God.
All right. But don't say anything.
I can't.
Well,
I know, don't.
But in 4 months, whatever it is, 6 months from now when the time is right, you got to.
Yeah, but Francis, don't run amok while he's gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Keep. Don't let the body count pile up over there. You know what I'm saying? Have a little respect for the guys over there. He's working on a dummy all day long. You know what I mean?
You need to work on your relationships.
Yeah, you need a little time off to think about it. You can't just be running wild.
Married.
What?
I don't want to be married.
I know.
Run wild.
Well, you're already doing that.
You're off and running. All right, Francis.
Good night.
You're making me proud to be an American. Bianca.
Hi.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Hi, how's it going?
Good.
Good. I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
In November, I got a Depo-Provera shot.
Depo-Provera.
Yeah, after I had my baby.
Right.
And 2 weeks later, I broke out in hives really, really bad.
Huh.
And I went to the emergency room because I just freaked out.
Right.
And then he didn't know if it was from the Depo-Provera because that's the only thing I could think of.
Mm-hmm.
And then so I made an appointment with my OBGYN.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, it might be the sheepskin rug, but I don't know. And it might be the Depo-Provera. And he kept, not wanting to say that it was a Depo-Provera.
Yeah, I have a hard time implicating that myself because that would be such an unusual reaction to that medicine.
Well, now, that is a hormone.
Yeah, it's present in your body.
Oh, it's already present in your body.
Yeah, you're just taking a bigger dose of it. Yeah. And now this
for birth control,
right?
Drew. Not everybody's.
Right. It's a shot you can take every 3 months. It's a very effective birth control.
In lieu of taking the pill. It typically causes a lot of sort of mid-cycle bleeding and sometimes some cramping and weight gain. That kind of thing.
I just read in a magazine that that you might break out in hives.
And listen, Bianca, any pharmacologic agent can make you break out in hives. Let's face it. So to say that it is categorically not that is impossible.
Okay.
But that is an unusual reaction to that. There are other rashes other than hives. And of course, what you're calling hives may not really be hives.
What is a hive? What's it look like?
It's like a mosquito bite called a wheel and flare reaction.
Yeah, and then it spreads and goes away.
Wasn't that a Journey song?
Wheel and flare?
That was Wheel in the Sky. No. That's different.
Right.
But my husband talked to a doctor that he knew, and he said if I were to take it again, it would kill me.
Not necessarily. Again, that would certainly be a concern. But if you have a true allergic reaction, which is what a hive is, next time around it can be more intense. Your body sort of gets sensitized to it. Next time it can cause shortness of breath and low blood pressure and these other things.
I shouldn't get it again then.
If you can find another means, it would probably be safer.
Okay.
All right, Bianca.
Thanks.
Good luck. All right, real fast. Stacy.
Hi.
Now you're on Loveline.
I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, last night, my boyfriend and I were having oral sex,
and
during the middle of it, when he was performing on me, I just my vagina just really started to hurt, and so I told him, so we stopped, and I went to check it out, and the left side of my vagina is was really swollen. And it hurt. And
was he doing something peculiar to you? It's like you traumatized it.
Does he have one of those Italian horn medallions? Because that'll do it.
No, but it's also purple. And
isn't it supposed to be purple?
Well, I mean, it's like really.
I never seen one that I hear. Hey, did he bite you?
Well, yeah, I guess.
That's what it sounds like.
You really have to start the swollen vagina story with the part about biting. You really need to start there. You know what I'm saying, Stacy?
Okay.
Well, explain to him it is a labia. It's not jerky. That'd be a good bumper sticker. Maybe PETA could pick that up.
And see a doctor, because human bites can be really devastating. I honestly, cat bite, dog bites better than human bites.
What is that? Why is that?
Human mouth contains a lot of bacteria which cause very devastating infection, potentially. If you get a bite in your hand or your arm that affects a tendon, those bacteria, once they set up, can just eat through tendon and soft tissue very easily.
But you're saying it's good for you when a dog bites you?
No.
Okay.
Hi, this is Andy Dick from News Radio, and you're listening to Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Oh, that Mr. Dick, he is a queer one, I'll tell you. You would not guess what's inside the box by the wrapping paper with old Andy Dick. Up to all sorts of sexual deviancies. What a man. Let me get the phone number out. 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew, and it's back to the phones we go. Tommy.
Yeah, what's going on there now, guys?
Hey, you're on Loveline.
All right, here's my problem. Okay, I know this girl for about 2 years, and just this last New Year's, I was over at her house, and we were partying and stuff, and we ended up getting together. Okay, now, this past weekend, we were down hanging out again, and we were drinking and so whatever, and, you know, we got together again.
Got together meaning what?
Just, you know, messing around, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I was just wondering if, you know, if I should pursue a relationship or should I just, you know.
Absolutely not. I forbid it.
Or just stay with the weekend thing.
Why wouldn't you pursue a relationship?
Well, yeah, I mean, you got together with her on New Year's, and then 2.5 months later you got together with her again?
Yeah.
Why'd you wait so long?
Well, it wasn't because we're like friends, you know.
How old are you, Tommy?
I'm 15.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Aren't you going insane sexually at this point? I mean, with the whole hormonal thing
really
and everything?
Am. I really am.
Well, what's up with you?
Well, it's just, you know, I like the girl.
15-year-olds also go insane with the social thing
and
try to figure out where they fit and how to have relationships.
It's the social thing from her point of view because she like hangs out with different people than I do, and
there you go.
She's like a fraternity girl, but she's like a club, a church kind of thing, and I'm just like a party animal.
You're a 15-year-old party animal?
Yeah.
You were there at 15, weren't you, Adam?
Was I party animal? No, I had a Brillo head, and I was a ceramics major. They used to call me Brillo head. I had hair like Danny Bonaducci.
Had?
Oh, come on, Drew. My hair looks better now. Drew, people don't see me, so they don't know. So don't kid. I'm always talking about how handsome you are. You never say anything about how pretty I look. Never. You know that, Tommy?
It embarrasses me.
No, seriously. I come in here, I put on a little aqua velva, I tuck my shirt in, or I get a new belt or something like that.
Same T-shirt for 3 weeks, though.
Well, that's true, but it's tucked in. But Drew never says I'm pretty.
You're gay.
Are you gay?
Only for Drew. So, Tommy.
Yeah.
You like her?
Yeah.
Well, then go tell her you like her. Obviously, she has some attraction to you.
Yeah.
Does she recognize you when she's sober?
Yeah, she does, but
well, you're halfway home.
Yeah, but she doesn't, give me the right quality time like we do when we're drinking.
Well, that's a great message for the youth of America. Juice them up and go! Tommy.
Yeah.
Just go talk to her. See what she thinks. If she's not, if she's only into you when she's loaded, then forget it.
Well, should I just leave it as a weekend thing then when we're both loaded?
Well, I don't think that's healthy for either.
Maybe you guys can get loaded during the week, perhaps during the school hours.
I think pursue a relationship.
You think so?
Yes.
All righty.
All right, Tommy.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right. Boy, the question... forget it.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Hi.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Hey, I have a question about marijuana here, you guys.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew.
By the way, I received like a tome, a volume from some organization that's trying to defend the legalization of marijuana.
Right.
About how healthful that drug is. And let me go on record saying I am passingly in favor of legalization of substances. I really can see some distinct advantages to that. For Christ's sake, if we're going to do that, let's talk about the realities of these substances. No, really. I mean, there are anybody who works in addiction medicine sees the devastation from pot when it's a regular habit. And please don't convince me that what is categorically obvious to everyone who works in the field just doesn't simply happen.
All right, but here's the question.
Okay, the question.
No, not your question, my question. Are you kidding, Eddie? Are you nuts?
Oh, maybe.
But listen, we'll get to your question, Sam. But here's what I want to know. Obviously, people can find a number of things to destroy their lives with.
Yes.
Some people can become
gambling.
Gambling. They become addicted. Right. They
sex.
can eat their Wiener Schnitzel every single night and destroy their body and destroy their health and their mental capacity, I believe, as well, living off of, nitrates and chili and whatnot. And, that's got to screw you up in the long run. Let me tell you, I would much rather have my kid smoke a joint every weekend for the rest of his life than eat junk food every day for lunch. Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, come on.
But if you wanted to argue that, other, I mean, it's getting this whole discussion of one, what is that?
Sorry.
I don't know. That's the pot timer.
Yeah. That one ill justifies another ill. Let's not talk that way. It doesn't make sense. Just talk about what is known about these different things. And, people take their risks as they choose. What you really don't want is a kid who has the biological predisposition for addiction to pot to be smoking it regularly because it will be overcome.
Right. But as a society, I would much rather have everyone get stoned than get loaded on beer or booze. Are you nuts?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I thought you were going to go back to the Wiener Schnitzel again.
No.
But I think heavy alcohol versus moderate pot. Heavy alcohol is a lot worse.
I would say I would trade. I would trade a couple beers for a joint or whatever. I'd still go pot because pot makes you stay home and stare at your finger. And it makes you passive. It takes the wind out of your sail. It really does.
Some people.
I don't know anybody who gets it. Look at the whole Rastafarian thing. You never hear about those people starting a war over there.
Oh, for sure it's better than speed. That's for sure.
But look at the Russians. They're all loaded all the time. And look at them. They're building stuff. We're all loaded. We're building stuff. Meanwhile, the Rastafarians are stoned and lying out on the beach laughing their ass off. We come over there and dump tourist dollars every year.
Eddie, you had a question?
Yeah. I've been smoking bud since my freshman year in high school. And just recently, I went sober for 4 months. And it doesn't matter being sober or not. Whenever I'd smoke bud, I'd always get a real intense pain in my left abdomen. And I don't know why, but with stronger bud, the pain is more intense. And I know I'm coming down when I get that pain in my side. And the more I come down, the more it hurts. And it lasts for a couple days after.
Wow. Now, that's not the bong poking you in the side or anything?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't. If I do it through a bong, it's even more intense, or a hookah or something.
Upper left upper quadrant.
No, it's down lower. It's like from your belly button, go straight down to your left.
Left
it's
lower
right
quadrant.
Like 4 inches across.
Well,
what's there, Drew?
It's sigmoid and the rectum, and that is an area that can spasm quite a bit.
I had mono, and it's the same pain.
No?
Nothing to do with the mono.
All right.
Nothing?
But you may just get spasm of the colon for some reason. I don't know
why.
why.
It really, sometimes it feels like someone's like grabbing onto me or something.
All right, Eddie, listen. If it feels like a guard is fisting you while you're smoking pot, stop smoking pot.
But I don't want to.
Hey, I'm no doctor,
he won't,
but that's
because
what I'm saying.
marijuana addicts get a tremendous euphoric lift from that drug.
I'm not an addict. I'm not.
Eddie, it was the first time you really got high on pot. You probably had to smoke it 3 or 4 times before you got high, right? First time?
Twice.
Then you got high, really?
Oh, yeah.
And you loved it.
Yeah.
Go along. Okay, good.
I don't drink.
There we go.
But you have alcoholism in your family.
Alcoholics is very strong in my family.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah. What do I have to say? I mean, it's so predictable.
But is it a direct relation?
Yes, it's a subset of alcoholics, and I could also predict you're an alcoholic, have a extraordinarily euphoric response to marijuana. It takes them about 3 or 4 times to condition their brain to get that response, that when they do, they preoccupy with that drug from that day forth.
But wait a minute. They just get off on getting off. You know what I mean?
But it's every day.
But it could be marijuana or it could be coffee or toner.
No,
Am I right? Or is it just marijuana? I mean,
it is. No, you're right. You're
you
right.
have an addictive personality. You want to get off.
Addictive chemistry. That they get
like in a way, marijuana and alcohol.
They are alike for you in how they affect your brain.
But
that is true.
You want to get jacked up when you have that chemistry.
You want that euphoric stimulation. That's true.
I don't smoke enough to where I pass out and die.
Eddie, that's not what I'm saying. It's just a preoccupation that progresses. And with marijuana, that preoccupation burns out somewhere between 1 and 10 years typically, and then you'll either switch over to alcohol or speed. I mean, it's mathematically predictable. I mean,
so is it harmful for me to pursue?
Every day, yeah.
So every day
absolutely.
I'm killing myself?
Yeah, killing yourself.
Eddie, listen, because we only got about 30 seconds. Here's what the good doctor is saying. It is not the marijuana per se that is killing you, and don't hide behind that, what's a few hits going to do to me? It's going to screw up your life because you have it in your genes.
Right.
It is written. It's not the page you're on. It may not even be the chapter you're on, but down the road, a couple chapters more into your book, there's going to be trouble.
I understand.
And each time you take a bong load, you turn the page and you get a little bit closer to the trouble chapter.
Yeah, I've heard this from Everclear. I know the guys, and he said the same thing to me.
He used a book analogy?
Yeah.
I'll kill him. I just came up with that.
Who's Everclear?
That's a band.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
But don't drink any Everclear either.
They're cool guys. They're on the
don't
show.
Don't take advice about sobriety from a guy in a band named Everclear, for Christ's sake.
Hey, he was the nicest man I've ever met.
All right.
They're nice guys. They were up here about a couple years ago. They're great guys.
They're named after like a bathtub gin. They're named after. All right. Listen, Eddie, it's going to lead to trouble. So don't go down that path.
That's what he said to me. Oh, thanks
Good.
a lot, you guys.
All right, and stop saying everything I say to you someone else told you first. It makes me sound like an idiot.
Well, your show rocks. So.
All right, that's more like it. We'll be back. Loveline 1-800. Put the bong down, Drew. LOVE 191-1-800-568-3191. Fax is coming our way at 310-854-4455. And now it's time for Adam Carolla and Dr.Drew to go back to the phones. Tim, you're on Loveline.
Yes, how you doing, Adam? How you doing, Dr. Drew?
Tim,
Good.
what's up?
I've got a little problem. I got out of the Air Force back in October of '94, but before I got out, I was exposed to some radiation that causes men to go sterile. I was required to do a sperm count check, and I produced less than 50 million per ejaculation, and they told me that the average is 200 to 300 million. I got out, and I'm back in town here where I was born and raised, and in September I met this girl, and we became sexually active, and we've dated ever since pretty much, and in January we found out she was pregnant. After that, I found out, I went and got tested again, and they said my sperm count is still below 50 million, and I want to know if it's possible that I did impregnate her.
Let me ask a couple of things, Tim, before we get to the answer.
Okay.
First off, what happened? What sort of mishap happened? I know it involved radiation, but what happened? We're all dying to know.
Testing a guided bomb unit. The test set emits radiation. There was an accident with a piece of the equipment that was supposed to protect us from the radiation. It had fallen off. There were 3 of us that were exposed to the radiation.
Now, are you suing Uncle Sam?
No, I'm not suing Uncle Sam. I tried that before, and it didn't work too well.
Well, Drew gave me a look like he's a fool not to, but I guess, when you sign up, this is what could happen. Now, I have to ask, I'm not making light of you, but do you have any superhuman strength or anything like that?
Not really.
Okay,
this isn't Gilligan's Island,
well,
Adam.
All I'm saying is, and that's the thing about like all these comic books and movies and stuff, a guy gets a shot of radiation, all of a sudden he can either see through walls or he can fly again, but really it just kills your sperm.
It kills more than that.
Well, it can kill you.
Yeah.
But Tim's okay.
Yeah.
Just the sperm.
I'm fine. It's just I have a less than 50 million sperm count.
Now, Drew, it only takes one sperm, so why do you need so many?
It's a probability equation. You need a certain number in order to have the probability that makes it to the right place.
All right, but if he has 50 million and the average is 200 million, so he has to screw 4 times as much.
No. Whatever.
Well, I'm doing math here.
Yeah. I don't know what the absolute value is beneath which the probability of pregnancy goes down dramatically. It sounds to me like 50 million would be a number that could still potentially cause pregnancy.
Okay, because the doctor told me that I was infertile.
That's what I don't know the absolute value. I mean, infertile. it depends on the motility of the sperm and the morphology of them and things like that too. Were the 50 million normal-looking, normal-swimming sperm?
Yeah, he didn't say that they were abnormal or anything
so
like that.
I don't know. I don't know the actual cutoffs for that.
Okay.
But obviously you're going to have a very strong, direct discussion with this
When you're in the military, they swim in unison.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
So maybe these are better at getting where they need to go.
I would hope so.
And if there's any question, you can get paternity testing.
True. Well, that creates another problem, though. She had decided that she was going to have an abortion, and I finally did confront her with this fact. She did not know this.
Yeah.
And I'm deeply in love with her, and I finally told her, look, because we were having problems, this isn't my child. And that, I wanted to work through this with her. She wanted to have an abortion. I told her I fully supported it.
So she didn't deny that it wasn't your child?
She tried to deny it was my child.
Right.
She's trying to tell me that there's nobody else possible.
Yeah.
And I've told her, because we split up in November, the end of October, and she started seeing somebody else, and then we got back together, and she cheated on me.
You're not stationed in Texas, are you?
No, I'm here in California.
I realized we had to ask. Tim, so this is good, actually. So she was like, well, I'll just tell him it's his kid, and now Tim goes, well, it's not because I was exposed to a damaging amount of radiation due to some nuclear testing thing on a bomb site. My sperm count is, and she went like, oh. I mean.
Yeah, she says that there's no way possible.
She still maintains that.
Yes, she still says that. As a matter of fact, she's just left this evening to go down to L.A. to have this taken care of.
But you don't believe her?
I believe it's somebody else's, but the point of the matter to me is it doesn't matter now. I mean, there's something in the past, and I want to work out our problems.
She's getting the abortion no matter what.
Yeah, and we had a big, in-depth conversation last night, and she's left me. And I don't know how to express my feelings enough for her to realize that what has happened in the past does not matter anymore, that we need to work through this problem together.
Well, you sound real mature.
Well, I've been through a lot.
Maybe all men should have something happen to their sperm. And I don't mean to make light of you, Tim, but it seems that you seem like a real mature guy. Because here's my deal, and here's what I couldn't get past. And it's real commendable what you're trying to do with her. But if you do suspect that wasn't your child, doesn't that mean something in terms
about the relationship?
About the relationship and the future of the relationship? I know she's going to get an abortion and it's all going to be in the past. But, I mean, doesn't that say something about her character? Don't you want to know definitively?
Oh, yeah. I really believe that. Right before New Year's, we worked through everything, and we've pretty much been inseparable since then, except for a week after she found out she was pregnant, where she was very mad at me. And, was holding this against me for that brief period of time. And we worked through all our problems. But since, we're having a few little tiny problems here and there, and I finally confronted her on this and told her, look, this is the deal. We got into it last night, and she's like, I don't want to see you if you're going to be this way. And, it doesn't matter to me whose child it is, what she's done in the past. We've corrected our errors as much the relationship to where we have a very strong relationship.
All right, well, why don't you just tell her what you told us?
No, I tried.
Well,
it's not as strong as you think it is, I suspect.
Yeah. Listen, Tim.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All you can do is do it as succinctly and as eloquently as you can. And then that's it. If they don't pick it up, it's like you're working on Madison Avenue, and you're trying to sell something.
Right.
All you can do is come out with get the best photographer and the best copy man and print it as nice as you can and put it there. And if the public still ain't buying the deodorant, then it's time to move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like all he can do is try to convince her. If she don't pick up on it, then that's that. Take your sperm and move on. Tony. Is there sleeping involved here?
All right. We'll put him on hold? Well, we'll put him on hold for you guys. You check out and see if he's
all right, check Tony out. Dakota?
Hi,
you're on Loveline.
Hey, I have a little dilemma on my hands.
Me too.
My boyfriend and I broke up a few months ago, and he's wanting to get back together with me. And while we were broken up, I was raped by someone that he knows that we see every weekend, pretty much.
Like a date rape thing, or?
Yeah, it was at a party. I worked with the guy. And I don't know whether or not I should tell him.
Was it a violent rape?
No. I mean, I don't know. It was violent to me, but I mean, I didn't have like bruises on my face.
There wasn't a gun or a weapon or something like that involved?
No.
Well, now, so what happened? You worked with this guy. You knew this guy.
Yeah, I don't work there anymore because of that.
Good.
It was a work party that it happened at, actually.
And were you having some drinks, or was he having some drinks, or what was going on?
I was passed out, and I woke up in the middle of it. I had passed out on the couch.
So you drank too much and passed out?
Yes, I was completely out.
And this is like at somebody's house from work? At his house?
Yeah.
And everyone else had gone home?
They were either crashed or they had already left.
Okay, so you wake up and this guy's basically on top of you.
Yeah.
And you're groggy and you're still drunk, and you basically can't fight him off.
All right. I wasn't really sure what was happening at first, and then I kind of like came to, and I couldn't get him off me. And
Okay, I would not tell the boyfriend.
Had you been raped previously?
Once before, a couple years ago.
How about before that? What happened to you?
Pardon me?
What has happened to you in your life that set you up to be such a victim, or a good victim?
That time it was my boyfriend, a different boyfriend who was living with me at the time.
An abusive boyfriend.
Yeah, and
And what happened before that? What kind of abuse did you suffer when you were growing up?
Just normal family stuff.
No, I wouldn't. Like what? What is a normal family abuse?
Just verbal. I mean, I've never been hit or anything like that. I've never been beaten up by family.
So no sexual abuse?
No.
But you were verbally and emotionally abused.
Right.
Which would not be, I would not put that under the category of normal. Okay?
Oh, it isn't?
No. Maybe in Dakota's family, your family, but not in the general population.
Drew, wait till your kids get old. Wait till your kids hit their teens. You're going to be teeing off on them every other week. Give me a break. So, Dakota, here's what Drew's saying without trying to be offensive.
Mm-hmm.
You have a little history with being victimized.
And I'm not making her the responsible for this, believe me.
All right, not making
I'm just pointing out that there's likely to be for some reason these people can sniff out these victims.
Right.
And they know it's uncanny the way they know how to choose people for whom they're going to be successfully able to conquer.
Right.
In this way, in this violent criminal way. Like, don't get me wrong. It's
right.
not your fault.
Now, speaking of criminal way, why did you not bring charges against this bastard?
He's threatened me. I see him every weekend, and he scares me, basically.
See, he's just this guy is a classic, abuser. I mean, he's a sick guy.
And a manipulator.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, screw that.
Well, when I see him on the weekends...
She should tell her boyfriend.
I'm afraid of what he'll do to him.
This guy is an asshole. Can I say that? This guy is an asshole.
I'd love him to just be dead and just be gone.
No. I don't think violence is the answer.
All right, listen.
But I think somebody needs to confront this guy so he doesn't continue to abuse other people, because you damn well know he is.
This is a double-edged sword, because you do want to talk to the authorities about a guy like this.
Yeah, but it's too late for her.
This is totally out of line.
But she would need a forensic exam, and it has to be within 48 hours.
Okay,
it's done. It's over.
In Dakota... Something tells me that you feel like your boyfriend's going to come after you or hold you responsible to some degree, that there's more to this than we're hearing, that you two, I don't know if you had something going or your boyfriend was jealous of you two before this or anything like that.
No, or the boyfriend is also an abuser and to some degree, and is going to hold her responsible.
Well, that's true, too. All right. This is just a huge can of worms. I'm this close to getting out the Etch-a-Sketch and shaking it and starting anew. But, Dakota, here's what I have to say. Mike the engineer, you're a godsend. Is really the only guy we could get, but he still does a real nice job. Dakota, listen.
Okay.
You tell your boyfriend, who doesn't sound like such a prize either about this, he's going to do two things. He's either going to shoot this guy and go down the river or up the river, or he's going to shoot you or abuse you or do something like that. I don't know. If it's too late for the authorities, I wouldn't tell the new boyfriend. I think it's just going to destroy the guy. It's going to just screw with his mind. But you have to take a stance against this guy.
So I should stand up to him, but...
You have to stand up again. You have to say, listen, I talked to an attorney or I talked to a law enforcement agent, and he told me, just give him a line of crap. And I'm planning on doing this or that. As a matter of fact, I'm about to go down to the courthouse now or whatever. So stay away.
Okay.
Because I got a phone number I'm going to call the next time I see you.
I just
what?
Who knows what this guy's capable of?
Well, what do you want to do?
I want Dakota to take action for her own well-being, to learn how to make better choices for herself, maybe to get some therapy to figure out how to not be a victim any longer, how to deal with the trauma and abuse that she grew up with, so she doesn't choose those kinds of relationships to try to master that abuse in adulthood.
I'm going to do it. Dakota.
Yes.
Put the phone on your forehead now. Ready? Is it up there? I don't want to hear you.
It's there.
Evil spirit, come out! I empower you against all man. You're no longer Dakota. You're Shira, Lord of the Barrio. You'll take no more crap from drunken, abusive cowboys. Stupid boots and bad vests taking advantage of you when you're drunk on the sofa. Demons, come out! I beckon you! And we'll be back. Here, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. We have some interesting factual information that we just received over the wire. Hold on. We'll be back in 10 to tell you about it.
Virgin.
Drew, come on. How long have you been doing radio? Let's go now. All right, the name of the show is Loveline. My name's Adam Carolla. He's Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician, and he is punchy because we just got some faxes. These are laws and statutes and things like that in all 50 states of the Union, I believe, and when the age of consent is and all sorts of things regarding anal sex and stuff like that. Drew, throw a few numbers. Throw a few numbers out. Do you have anything interesting there?
At the low end of the spectrum, 13 and 14, it seems to be the age of consent in Kentucky and Maine, 12 in Delaware.
12 in Delaware.
In Mississippi, it's 18. If the female is over 12, the statute applies only to virgins. I can't even.
Okay. All right. So you're saying if it's not illegal to have sex with a 13-year-old who isn't a virgin.
That's what it sounds like. And in Kentucky, if you can be 14 unless the man is older than 21, then it's 16. Each state is so different.
All right. Hymen check, sweetheart. Oh, God.
Wow. Utah's 14.
14 in Utah. Well, hell, you're on your third divorce in Utah. You have to have
third marriage.
Well, yeah, your third marriage. You have to. It has to be young there because guys take 8 and 10 wives.
And here's different laws against anal sex, which is really wild. This is amazing. In Arkansas, there's a bill that passed. It's for sodomy, same sex only, 1 year in jail, $1,000 fine. Bill passed their state senate unanimously, aimed, quote, at weirdos and queers who live in a fairyland world and are trying to wreck family life, unquote. Signed by the governor.
Governor Bill Clinton?
I'm not sure, but it says signed by the governor.
What year was that?
77.
Probably. Was that too early for Clinton?
Too early, I think.
All right, so it's same sex. It's guys they're talking about because obviously women would have some difficulty committing sodomy on each other, and it's okay for a guy to sodomize his wife, but if he wants to sodomize one of his work buddies, he gets a year.
Right.
They're trying to stamp out the weirdos and the queers.
That's a crime against nature, then. Isn't that amazing?
Absolutely, man. And these are on the books.
Yeah.
All right. Stay away. Stay away from these places. No, they should really just have, like, all these states where sodomy is illegal, out, on the sign where the population is and the Rotary Club stuff, should just have one of those universal things. Stick figure guy bent over, stick figure guy on top of him, stick figure beer resting there, and the big slash. This is a no sodomy town. This is a dry town.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric.
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Hello, Adam. Hello, Dr. Drew. How you doing tonight?
Eric, I'm holding in.
Okay. Here's the deal. I'm about 20 years old. I was dating a woman who was in her mid-30s, about 15 years older than me, and she had 2 kids. She was a bipolar manic depressant. Okay. This was actually over in Colorado, where I used to live, and again, I dated her for about a year. There was a little bit of tension toward the end of the relationship because I was younger. She felt it would have been better that I got out on my own and like that, and because of that, she kicked me out. Okay.
Oh, you were living with her?
Correct.
And how old were the kids?
The kids were 14 and 8.
How long were you with her?
I'm sorry?
How long were you with her?
I was with her for just over a year.
Wow.
Okay.
Was she manic the whole time?
She was, correct.
She was manic the whole time?
Correct, since I knew her.
Right. And when people are manic, they use very bad judgment.
You mean they stay manic and they don't swing down?
Or they can be hypomanic. People can stay in a long
for a year?
manic phase.
I thought you swung down. And what's the big deal with being manic?
Because you have no judgment.
It's like living with a circus clown. Big deal. That's a good time.
Well,
right, Eric?
Perhaps. But maybe her judgment wasn't as bad as we thought because she kicked me out. Okay. So I had a job offer out here in California, and here I am. And the real problem is that when I talk to her over the phone, I'm just concerned for her because she gives me some mixed feelings. She'll try to make me feel guilty, it seems like. She'll tell me her car broke down and that she has no money and things like that. She's also told me that she had a mild heart attack since I left. That kind of concerned me, especially because of the medication. At the same time, she sometimes tries to make me feel jealous by saying things like she lost 10 pounds and stuff like that, and I just want to know what kind of an attitude I should take with her.
Wait a minute. Was it one of those Fred Sanford heart attacks?
Right, that's what it sounds like.
You know what I mean? Where every time I hear some news,
it's
he doesn't
very possible. I don't know. It's very, because I wasn't there, I don't know. I can't say. But I know that she definitely had a serious heart attack just before I met her that she had told me about, that I had confirmed through her friends and her kids as well. And so I know it's very, very likely that it was real.
All right, so she had a real confirmed heart attack at age like 33 probably before you met her.
Correct.
Heavy smoker?
No, not at all.
Drug addict?
No.
Women before menopause...
Did her parents smoke?
I'm sorry?
Eric, women before menopause basically don't get heart disease unless they smoke or do drugs. They basically don't get it. It's very unusual.
The only drug that I know of she could have possibly been addicted to was the lithium or Depakote that she was on.
Neither of those are addictive, and none of those have any effect on the heart.
Well, I can say that for the time that I knew her, she never did.
Eric, so where are we with this?
Again, the problem is that I'm concerned for her when I talk to her, and I want to know what kind of an attitude I should take with her, like tell her that I love her, tell her that I'm just her friend, how often maybe should I call her.
This, to me, sounds like a dead end for you, relationship-wise.
Well, it's definitely over, because I'm obviously several states away, but I still want to keep in touch with her.
Well, why?
Out of concern for her.
What are you going to do? Heal her via AT&T?
That's my question.
No, you're not.
Can I help her?
No, you can't. And all you can do is screw your life up in an ill-fated attempt to help her. What she probably needs is to not. You need to cut the ties that bind here. She needs to be on her own and feel like she's on her own and take care of her life. And you need to take care of your life.
I see. And I definitely thought that. I just didn't know. I thought it might be better that I kept in touch with her. I don't know.
Well, there's nothing wrong with sending a card around the holidays or something with some sort of, hallmarkism on there. Just, hope everything's doing great, or a little something for the kids or something like that. But in terms of, is that what happened? You call to say hi, and then an hour and 45 minutes later and a six-pack later, you're saying, I'm going to get on the red eye, baby. I miss you. It leads to trouble.
I understand.
Yeah, I think you did the right thing.
Yeah, get out.
Yeah, I think the real kicker was that since she had a heart attack, I felt guilty because I thought that since I left is part of what caused it.
What I'm telling you is that it's very likely she didn't have a heart attack, and that even if she did, that is her responsibility, and that between she and her doctors, and has nothing to do with you. You're 20 years old, for Christ's sake. She's 35 with a family.
You cardiologist, Eric?
No.
Don't worry about it then. All right. Very concerned. Let me tell you something, we get.
But that's like real true codependency is what that is.
I know.
Profound codependency.
Concerned is a real nice word for codependency. But let me tell you the calls we get from guys. And from girls, too, but mainly from guys. We get guys that are either, I'm banging this one chick, and then I'm banging her sister, her mom, her aunt, her grandma, her parole officer, and her dog Mittens. And
what are you getting at?
And I'm doing that, and I'm stealing money out of the Jerry's kids thing at the 7-Eleven too. We either get that guy, or we get the guy who's scared he willed her a heart attack.
Right.
Like he left and forgot to pack the heart attack, and she stumbled onto it. Some weeks later. We get that guy, or we get that guy.
Right.
We don't get a lot of the in between. We get way too nice, or we get way too abusive. Where is the middle ground? That's what I want to know.
Let's see if we can hear from them. Well, maybe it's our screeners. Maybe they're selecting the extremes.
I want to find some guys from Ecuador. And you know why I say Ecuador, Drew? Because
Equanimitas.
It's on the equator.
There you go.
I want them in the middle.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want any more polls. Although it does make for fun radio. Wendy.
Hi. I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Wendy.
Well, I've had, like, this intense thirst lately. Like, I'm drinking, like, gallons of water. I mean, like, so much, like, I'm thirsty right now, and I don't even want to drink any more water. I'm so tired of it. And nothing else will, like, cure it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Are you urinating frequently also?
And I'm urinating. I have
Let's
all
hope
the symptoms of diabetes, except I got tested, and I don't have it.
You don't have...
I don't have
You don't have diabetes mellitus, which is the sugar diabetes.
Okay.
There's another kind of diabetes called diabetes insipidus, which is a dysfunction of your kidneys' concentrating systems, basically, either due to something being secreted by your brain or due to an intrinsic problem in the kidney. You ought to be tested for that also. You want any medications?
No, not right now.
What were you on before?
The last thing I took was some Vicodin a couple months ago for a toothache.
But nothing. You're not on anything regularly, routinely.
No.
Well, and you mentioned that your periods were odd too.
Right, my periods are odd, and also I gained 26 pounds last month in a month.
Are you using a salt lick?
No.
Okay.
Is that? What is this? What is a salt lick?
That's the thing cows, they put it like on the side of the barn there, and the cows lick it, and they like it.
I'm very concerned because, like, I haven't changed my eating habits.
Right. I hear you.
I'm very active. I go to school full time and I work full time. That's not exactly lazy.
Are you any other symptoms? Any skin rashes? Any hair growth or distribution change?
No.
Nothing funny like that. No acne.
Yeah, my face has broke out a lot more lately.
With acne.
Not really acne, just more breakouts.
Okay. And how about the hair distribution? Any hair showing up in places that doesn't belong, anything like that?
No. My hair's fine. No hair anywhere. It shouldn't be, really.
Well, it may be nothing. Maybe one of those things could be.
26 pounds in a
month?
month?
It makes me worried about other things. I worry about Cushing's disease. I worry about polycystic ovarian disease. I mean, lots of different endocrinologic problems that it potentially can cause this problem. You ought to see an endocrinologist to see what possibly could be causing this, if there is anything medical going on there.
So I need to see an endocrinologist?
Yeah,
because I went to my doctor, and he's like not even considering.
Hello, I have an urgent call from Jamie for this.
Uh-oh. I hope Jamie's endocrinologist. Wendy?
Uh-huh. I'm sorry.
Wendy, you need to go to a specialist.
Uh-huh.
Is Jamie your friend?
She's my sister. We're having... gosh, that's like a whole other story. She's like... Never mind.
What?
Well, she's been using, like, crank lately, and I, like, told my parents tonight, and she, like, is really upset.
Well, you've helped her.
Yeah.
You have, because crank will have, that's bad news. And the thing about crank is that it makes people really paranoid, real edgy. She's going to be extremely focused on the family, trying to do things to her and hurt her and screw up her life. That's all the speed talking.
Mm-hmm.
Don't listen to it.
Don't listen to the speed, Wendy.
Just do what she needs to help her get out of this.
Wendy, go to a specialist, because this is a stumper.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Bye.
Oh, that's got to be rough on the family.
Having somebody on speed?
Now, one kid's ballooning up, the other kid's withering away.
Speed disrupts relationships so horribly because people get irritable, they get moody, and they get paranoid, and they get fixed delusions that are focused on their family and friends. So for months, they begin believing that the family and friends are literally plotting against them in some kind of harmful way. And it destroys relationships.
That's what radio hosts do when they really don't have anything to say.
Need to reset.
Yeah, so what I really should do when I don't have anything to say is do that. Is that right?
And then do the phone numbers and things like that.
Oh, yeah, and the phone numbers here. Kristen.
Yeah? Okay. My problem is that there's a guy that I met 3 days ago, and he's 4 years older than me. And we've been kind of messing around a little bit. And we had met each other. We had met each other a year before, but we hadn't, like, really talked much. And so when we started seeing each other again and stuff, and then I found out the day after that we first messed around that he had a girlfriend. And I don't know if he's using me or not, and I don't know what to say to him. I don't know.
How old is he?
He's
17.
And how old are you?
14, but he's going to be 18 soon. And, like, when I see him in school and stuff, he completely ignores me. And I don't know what to say to him. And
well,
I feel like, I don't know. And then I have another problem, too. Today, he was over, and he was, like, on top of me, and for some reason, like, my chest really hurts. And I don't know. It's not bruised or anything.
You know, it was tenderness in your chest wall, you mean?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Because he was on top of you?
Oh, I think that could be it, but I don't know. There's, like, a lump there, too, and I don't know.
Well, you ought to have that checked. You can get certainly cysts in your breast that can be quite tender. Your period coming on soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's sort of typically when they start to hurt. So it may just be that. And the fact that you put pressure on it recently could
wait a minute. You have a lump in your breast?
Yeah.
At 14, a lump in the breast is typically a cyst. And it's come around time.
I just noticed it.
So what do you... A cyst,
I'm telling you,
that's bad, right?
No, cysts are normal.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
How do you get rid of them?
You don't.
Oh, you just collect cysts
They
until
come
you
and
become
go. They come and go.
Mr. Cyst Ball?
No, many women have that. It's real
So
common.
you become the Cisco kid?
The Cystco, yeah, that's right.
Adam, you forever?
That one will go away and another one will come back. I mean, you have to have them checked out when they come around because it's sometimes difficult for an individual to tell the difference between a cyst and a mass. And again, at 14, unless your mother, grandmother, and all your sisters have had breast cancer, it'd be very, very unusual to have breast cancer.
All right, so Kristen, Drew, you recap.
What?
Drew's going to recap.
Kristen, I think this guy is too old for you. I think he has different expectations from a relationship than you do. I think you're in over your head. I think you ought to get out of this. And it doesn't sound like he has the same kinds of feelings that you have, the same intentions in the relationship. And he really is in a different place. It is a lot different to be an 18-year-old than a 14-year-old.
Because he keeps talking about how he's going to take me to prom and all this stuff, and I don't.
Hang back. Be skeptical. Don't get in too far before you get hurt. Okay?
Okay.
All right, Kristen.
Thank you.
Good luck. Eric.
How you doing, man?
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Yeah, Dr. Drew, I was listening to the show a couple weeks ago, and I heard you were talking about why penises arch to the left or to the right.
I was talking about that?
Well, there was a comment made about...
You sure it wasn't when I was away?
It might have been.
That sounds like a conversation I wouldn't be particularly enthusiastically participating in.
All right.
Go ahead.
Hey, there goes your high horse. Now, here it is. Here he is.
All right, I'm not broke down. That's all right.
Thank God Mike's not that quick.
All right, Eric.
Okay. Because my penis arches to my left leg quite a bit, and I think it's from would it be from the chronic masturbation factor?
I mean, I suppose.
Are you left-handed?
No, I'm right-handed.
Well, how's that going to work then?
Well, it just goes that direction for some reason.
Yeah, but where's the chronic masturbation thing come in?
Well, because I don't dig chicks and I don't dig guys, so...
Yeah, I know why you're masturbating.
Okay.
And believe me, all right, we'll get into why you don't dig chicks later.
Okay.
Here's what I'm saying. Your penis arches to the left.
Yes.
Meaning... Dramatically.
Yes.
Meaning, if you're standing and looking down at your penis, it is going hard toward your left hand, right?
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. You're masturbating. I sound like Quincy here. You're masturbating with your right hand, correct?
Yeah, I'm right-handed.
Well, why would you chalk up the curvature of your penis to the left?
Well, because, my arm falls over farther towards that leg. I don't know, for some reason, my wrists don't go, you know what I'm saying?
No, the reason you're reaching over there is because that's where the penis is.
Yep.
Yeah, so what came first, the penis or the egg?
The penis.
Right. I have no idea what that exchange was about. But the point is the reason you reach over that way is because that's where your penis is.
Okay.
You didn't put it over there with your right hand.
No.
No, you cannot. Believe me, you cannot alter the course of a mighty penis river.
And you've had a great deal of training in ceramics, so you understand how it takes.
I'm going to use some of my ceramics. I was a ceramics major, and Drew thinks I'm kidding about that, by the way. I was a ceramics major in high school. So all you losers out there that aren't doing well in high school, take solace in knowing that I was a ceramics major. Yes, I can tell you that all my experience with masturbating, actually, which is why I turned out to be a ceramics major, was I'm left-handed.
All right.
I use my left hand. God forbid anything should ever happen to my left hand. I'd have to hire on like a squire or something full time. And believe me, it ain't cheap when they got to do that when they're on that detail.
Okay.
I mean, it's one thing to type up a few briefs and maybe make a bed, but all right.
Have you ever had a problem with it, like cracking when you're masturbating?
Yes, I've cracked my penis before.
It hurts, right? It don't, like,
well, there's kind of a pain, kind of a pleasure thing.
Yeah, but what's that from?
What's the crack from? There's cartilage down there. There's a tendon down there.
It's like a joint.
Yeah, it's a
ligament. Really.
It's a ligament.
Yeah, it's like a joint, right?
Right. All right, Eric, are we done with penis talk? You can go back to smoking pot and watching Dukes of Hazzard?
Dude, you got it.
You know, I have a penis training kit. A pistol, a chair, and a roll of duct tape. We'll straighten that thing right out.
Right on, dude. Thanks.
All right, Eric. Well,
he sounded actually elated by your advice.
He's late for his Mensa meeting. There's nothing I enjoy more than
don't go back
talking
to Eric.
about penis direction. I don't know. I got all hopped up. We'll be back. Alrighty then. Phone numbers here at Loveline: 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Email, unusually early tonight, LUVE191 at AOL. Did I do that?
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, that's right. What about the address here, the mailing address here? P.O. Box. Loveline at P.O. Box 4345, Hollywood, California, 90078. And now that we've taken care of all the particulars, we're going back to the phone. Desiree.
Oh, hi, Adam. Hi, Dr. Drew.
Hi, Desiree.
I've been going out with my boyfriend for about a year and a half, and about a month ago, I got a vibrator. And I use it, when he's not around. And about 2 weeks ago, he has a key to my apartment, and he went in, and he looked in the place where I keep it, which is under my bed in a box.
Just to interrupt you for a second, where's Desiree calling from? Just having talked to her. Wait, hang on, don't just give me a general part of the country.
Minnesota.
Wait, no.
Oh, I was going to go Minnesota. Yeah, we can pick out the Minnesotians, the Minnescites.
When he goes out, and I was about to do it.
Yeah, because we don't go up to Vancouver.
Right.
Desiree.
Yes.
So he broke in with one of those vibrator sniffing German shepherds, and found where you hit him. That's the name of your vibrator? Let's name your vibrator.
She may already have a name.
Oh, yes, go ahead, Desiree.
Yes.
Do you have a name for him?
No, I don't.
Should we name him now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'd like you to come up with something.
Buzzcock? My little pink wonder.
Victor? Your little pink wonder?
Yes.
Let's give him a name like Bob.
Okay, Bob.
All right. So he went and found Bob under the bed.
Mm-hmm.
He came into your apartment because he had a key.
Yeah.
He went under the bed, and he was looking for something.
I guess.
Well, one would think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he dropped the contact and went down looking for it, was it?
No, he doesn't wear contacts.
All right, so he went under looking for Bob, and he found him.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did he say?
Well, when I got home, he confronted me, and he was very angry, and he was wondering why I would need the vibrator since I have him, and
this is like women. This is the same argument that women give about men with pornography and magazines and stuff. They start feeling as though they're inadequate.
I'm in a self-help group called MAD, Men Against Dildos. Desiree?
Yes.
Was he waving the vibrator at you while he was yelling at you? Because sometimes that can be funny.
No, it was in the box.
Okay.
But
and he feels inadequate.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a long time, like ever since he found it, and I don't know what to say to him.
Wow. Should we talk to him?
He's not home right now.
You know what you should have done, Desiree? Seriously.
Yeah.
Now, did you just go out and buy this one?
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. What you really should have done, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you having a vibrator, and plenty of women have them.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, though, you should have given him the opportunity. You should have included him.
Mm-hmm.
You should have said, hey, wouldn't that be fun? And why don't you come with me and we'll get one and, you know, we'll use it together.
Well, I guess I could have done that, but I didn't really think of that.
All right, we can't live in the past.
Okay.
The deal is, Desiree, he's real insecure. He's scared that he's going to be replaced by something that's made in Hong Kong that costs $5 and takes 2 C batteries. I'm right about the C batteries, aren't I? And let me warn you about something. When you buy the vibrator, they give you a couple of, like, 50-cent batteries. Look, when those run out, and believe me, you'll go through those. You go out to the market and come back with a couple of Duracells. That thing takes on a whole nother life. I had the thing. I had to fight it off took a pillow and put a bunch of soap in it and wrapped around and was smacking the thing. It attacked me. It was going for my rear end. It was like a mad yellow jacket. I destroyed the room, pulled down the chandelier. When the landlord came in, we were rolling on the floor and struggling. It was like a scene out of The Fugitive when he fought the one-armed man. Now listen, Desiree, you got to tell this guy it is only because this guy's insecure. You have to make him feel that it's not a substitute for him, which it's not, right?
No, it's not at all. He's
use it when he's not around. As a matter of fact, if he didn't get you so hopped up, you probably wouldn't need it on nights you didn't see him.
No, not at all.
He gets you whipped into a frenzy and then doesn't come over for 2 days. What are you supposed to do?
Exactly.
The cat isn't safe in the house. Am I right?
Right.
All right. That's what you have to tell him.
All right.
Tell him to get over himself.
Okay.
And make it his friend. You know what I mean? Tell him to come by and introduce him to Bob, and you guys... As a matter of fact, don't call it Bob. Call it Barbara. Guys would like it more if it had a female name. Now it's like you're having well, it's not really a threesome, but at least a 2.5. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, do that.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Good luck to you. Well, I'm glad we helped.
We?
Yeah. All right. Tony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Oh, hello, Dr. Drew and Adam.
Hey, Tony.
I like you guys. You guys are great.
We love you, man.
Yeah, you say that now.
All right.
You haven't heard me yet.
All right. Give us your rap.
Okay. Excuse me. I've got a question for Dr. Drew about masturbation, and could it be at all hereditary?
No.
Okay, because I have a daughter that is just exactly like me, okay, and I'm kind of like Adam, and she masturbates constantly, and she's young. She's 9 years old, and we've checked out any possibilities of being violated in any way. No medical problems. The only thing I could think of is maybe when she was very young, she had severe diaper rash, which meant a lot of coating on in that area. You know, you're putting on a lot of medication in that area, rubbing it in.
Right.
Would that have anything to do with it, stimulating it at that young of an age?
If you were talking about a 2 or 3 year old doing something, it might make more sense.
Would that have carried on?
No, not unless it were done in some kind of an inappropriate or a violative, abusive.
No. This is all very, I did a lot of it myself.
Yeah. Well.
Is this just something that's naturally occurring, and she's just an active masturbator?
She does this.
I mean, this has gotten to the point that teachers have called.
No, there's something wrong, Tony. You need to get her to a child.
But we haven't found anything.
Well, is that masturbating, by the way, like technically?
When they're just touching themselves?
Yeah.
Not really.
No. This is laying down in the middle of the room. Crossing her legs and just going for it.
For a 9-year-old, Tony, that's bizarre behavior.
Yeah, I know, and we've checked all the other channels out.
You've had her. You've had her
counseling.
You've had her seen a child psychiatrist.
Yes.
And what did the child psychiatrist say?
There's nothing that he could find.
The child psychiatrist.
And yes.
A board-certified child psychiatrist.
Yes.
Tony.
Not a counselor. A board-certified child psychiatrist.
What about psychologist?
Board-certified child psychiatrist. You need a diagnostic. You need a diagnostic consultation.
I mean, her life is basically, they've never been watched by anybody. Yes.
Tony, get the workup done, pal. There's something wrong here.
Tony.
Yes.
You've told her.
Because I know that this is
Tony. Tony.
Yes.
Listen to me.
Okay.
You've told her that this is unacceptable in public, especially.
Yes.
And she understands that.
And it has been cut down. Yeah.
I mean, when you tell her, look, I mean, nine is old enough to understand when you pull her aside and say, listen, you cannot conduct yourself this way in public, in front of kids, in front of.
She has put it down to a private matter. I mean, it's like you go to your room if you want to do that. Your body is your own, that type of thing.
Right.
We don't want to have her be ashamed of her body.
Board-certified child psychiatrist. Start there, and they will give you a referral to.
There is
Tony.
There's no abuse.
Tony.
I'm not saying there's abuse. It's certainly you worry for that, but there's something else going on here.
Okay.
And you need to find out what it is. Okay.
All right, Tony.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right, pal.
Talk to a professional.
But you really this is a complicated enough situation that you really want somebody who has a certain level of training and sophistication to give a diagnostic impression, and then can be treated through various other means, I'm sure.
But you're saying there could be like a chemical imbalance or something like that?
It could be all kinds of things, yeah.
Yeah, because...
It could be precocious puberty. It could be a lot of different things. He really needs a thorough diagnostic evaluation. It's a very strange situation.
Could you imagine that as a parent? I mean, I know it sounds comical.
Yeah.
But I mean, could
Terrible.
you imagine going places and having to your teachers calling you in and thank God I hid it from my parents. That my whole object.
Thank God.
If I heard them coming down the hall, man, that was it. Cover flew up.
Did you ever see your parents?
No, I was so busy hiding my masturbation.
Right, you just hid from them all the time.
I would actually go out in the kitchen. I'd be masturbating, but I had a comforter over my head. And we'll be back. Oh, Nelly, just a little more show to go. This is Loveline. Let me give the phone number out. 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. Sarah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Hey, I have kind of a strange question for you guys.
All right.
My boyfriend and I have been having sex for about 2.5 months now, and before this I was a virgin, so I don't have a lot of experience. When we have sex, he usually can ejaculate like 3 or 4 times in an evening.
Sure, that's what the virgins will do for you.
And my question was if this could have long-term health effects as far as like sperm count or just immune system for him, because he's usually pretty tired by the next day.
Yeah, forget about him. Worry about the sheets. You're going to destroy you're never going to get your security deposit back. The door's been crystallized shut. We cannot get in to inspect the bedroom. Can you get around in there? Is it kind of like did you ever see the movie Alien?
Yeah.
Like went into like the mother or aliens, or the second one that went into like the hive and stuff. Does it look like that? Is there light coming through the windows?
Oh, we keep something handy to light things up.
Do you have to like take a tube sock and bust it over your knee like a twig to get it into the hamper?
Something like that.
Oh, wow, this guy's blessed. You want to know if it reduces sperm count?
Maybe that evening, over the course of the evening, but no long-term problems.
No long-term problems.
Thank you and good night.
So wait a minute. So how many sperm is it? What's going on over there, Drew?
What
is it? 200 million the average guy produces
like that,
per ejaculate?
Right, episode.
Per episode? So this guy's in like the 600 to 800 million
per evening.
And just,
I'm sure it's not the same every time.
all right, but here's the bizarre thing. One sperm, and I know everyone knows this, but it is pretty weird if you, to sort of fathom this, that one sperm is all it takes.
Well, and I'll imagine the genetic diversity, the potential for diversity there. Each one of those sperm is different, can create a different individual.
Yeah, but it's not like me and Madonna are going to have a little black kid or something.
Right, but it's going to there's that many different genetic potentials there.
But they're sort of close, aren't they?
Sort of close, right? But they're different.
Okay, but the point is there's 50 or 200 million of these things,
right?
And still people, all right.
What? Still people what?
Well, I don't want to say, but you got 200 million, and you're putting those 200 million, give or take 30 or 40 million that like got spilled out on the side or clung to your nuts or something like that. But the point is, you're putting all that in there, and half, not even half the time, but a tenth, they don't make it through often.
Right.
There's so many.
Yeah.
So that must be a real hostile environment down there.
What are you getting at? What a waste? Are you feeling inadequate?
I'm saying, why are men putting their face down there if this 200 million sperm can't be wrong? I'm saying, if it does that to your sperm, imagine what it's going to do to your beard.
All right. Enough.
As engineer Mike combs his
Let's try to help somebody here. Here we go.
I am helping. I'm helping them help themselves. Now, on a more serious note, Tracy.
Tiercy.
Yeah.
Tiercy.
I have this question.
All right.
When I turned like 11, my stepdad started molesting me and stuff.
Sexually abusing you.
Yes, and it happened until when I turned about 15, almost 16.
Wow.
I finally told somebody.
Wow.
And he went to jail for, about 4 or 5 years for it.
Huh.
And I'm 27 now, and so this has been a long time ago.
How are you doing with all that?
Well, I went to a lot of counseling, extensive counseling, and I finally realized, okay, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. Didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
But now he comes into where I work now. He just happened to move back into the town that I live in, and I look at him and I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Sure.
I start shaking really bad, and I feel like I was fine before, but now that I saw him, I can't get over it now.
Right. Can you get back in touch with the therapist that you had been working with?
Well, that's what I was wondering if I should do, but then I thought, well, what's it going to do if
just to help you get some advice on how to cope with this. People who know your situation well, who know you.
Yeah.
Give you some advice on how to deal with it.
It's just really weird.
He came into your work because you work at a Kinko's or something, or some place where he was coming in to get something. He didn't come in looking for you.
No.
Right.
Well, I was in there with my daughter one day, and he came over there. Oh, she's so cute, and I'm just like, don't touch her.
Did Did he know that you were you?
Yeah, he knows who I am. It's just really weird because he beat up on my mom for all the time they were married and stuff. And
did you know he'd gotten out?
No,
it was just total shock when this guy walked through. Oh,
yeah, it was.
I could imagine.
And then to have him touching her daughter, what a violation that would be.
And now it's really weird because my husband will go to make love or something, and I'll just flash back on this, and I'll just start oh God, and he knows everything that happened, and he did do some counseling with me, just to help him deal basically with me.
Right, and with his own feelings. I mean, that's difficult.
Yeah, it's just really strange. I don't know. Should I get back into the counseling maybe, or I don't know.
Yes, you should.
If you're having these feelings, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's this guy's story? He's out. Your mom and he aren't connected anymore.
She divorced him the second she found out.
Do you have feelings of anger toward your mom?
Towards my mom?
Because it would make sense. She got you into this mess. I mean,
she probably did.
Yeah, I did, but then again, the second she found out about it, it was done and over with. But no, I'm not really angry at her. I was. It took me like half a year to get over being angry at her.
Right.
And now, she tells me now, that it's like, okay, well, Tammy or Tiercy, don't dwell on it, because it's not gonna benefit me to dwell. I mean, I think of like killing him and this big anger, and I just can't. I don't like to think that way.
So
and she tells me it's unhealthy to think, of killing him, but then again, she understands why.
And as soon as you said something to her, even though it was 4 years down the road, she acted on it.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
She really did.
So here's the message to anybody who's in the same place you were in back then. Mm-hmm. Say something.
Yes.
Immediately, right? I mean, is that the message?
Don't wait.
It's not your fault.
First night.
No, it's not your fault. Right. It's never, no matter what, it's not your fault. It doesn't matter what kind of clothes you wear. You know, they're the adult.
And parents, tell your kids, if anybody touches you or even looks at you or even does anything in any way that you feel uncomfortable with, come tell me,
Scream
please.
and yell immediately.
I will give you $5 if you come and tell me that somebody put their hand up your skirt or groped or did whatever.
Right. Anybody, no matter who it is.
Right. Let the kids know that if there's anything that goes on that way, I would love to hear about it as a parent and leave that door open.
Yes, always.
Yeah.
Always.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right, so go back into counseling. And
don't feel bad for your feelings. They are natural.
Right.
They're fine. Feelings are right, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Good luck.
Bye.
That is... Could you imagine this guy walking through...
She must have had that nightmare 1,000 times before it happened.
I run into like a gym coach I had in junior high, and I get weird.
You run into...
I run into like an old girlfriend or just some counselor from high school.
It's just because
or
they have me behind the desk at a porno dealership or whatever that one was. What was that story?
That was the time. This is during my heyday. I was probably like I don't know. I was like 25. I rented Bobby Hollander's porn bloopers because I had to know. I mean, there it was. Because I love comedy. And I love pornography, so there it is, porn bloopers, I mean, it just beckoned to me, it was like, the commercial with the peanut butter and the chocolate coming together, I couldn't help it. It'd be like a movie for you that had like, hey, this movie's about triplets who are all doctors, right? You'd have to see it.
Right.
Who get some on the first date. Okay, so the point is I had to get the porn bloopers. So I get the porn bloopers, and as I do, and the video people aren't stupid. The reason, they charge 89 cents a night for this stuff, and they know you're going to keep it for 3 weeks. That's the whole deal. Or you reel it, you get it like stolen, or you lose it, and they're like, Escape to Witch Mountain 2, that'll be $129. You're like, you nuts! But anyway. I'm returning it. I'm in a long line. I'm humiliated. I'm very embarrassed. I'm staying in line because it's not like at a porn shack. It's at a Music Plus or something, a legitimate place. I just wandered into a little forbidden porn zone there to get my little bounty. But anyway, I'm standing in line and a register opens up. And it's a girl I recognize from high school who's standing behind the counter. And she's like, hey, I'll take you. Come on. And I'm like, no. And I knew it. And plus I was paying for it in nickels. Or change, I went through my ashtray in my truck to get the money to pay for the porn bloopers. So she's like, "Oh, Adam, I guess everything's going real well. I mean, $70 in nickels. You got porn bloopers here. You're wearing the same sweatshirt I saw you in for graduation.
Is that the same T-shirt you're wearing tonight?
Probably. I know I've worn this shirt like 4 days in a row.
4 days, 4 weeks.
Well, you don't understand. I go home, I take it off. It's not like I'm out playing, wrestling in it all day. It's not like I'm shooting a Tide commercial in this shirt. I go home, I take it off. Then I talc up, I put it back on. Rana?
Yes.
You're on Loveline.
Hi, I have a question. I have two kids. I have one that's almost 4 and one that's almost 2. And I was with a guy for 4 months. And I don't bring any boyfriends around my kids. Their dad's out of the picture. I don't bring boyfriends unless I plan to get serious with them.
Right. You get that Zorback syndrome.
My kids have gotten really close to this guy because he's told me, that he was going to be around. He's disciplined them, and now we're broke up. And my kids are really, really hurt.
Yeah.
Because they've never had a father figure.
Ugh.
And I don't know if just to break away and have the kids break away or if I should just do it slowly.
You mean like wean them?
From him.
I don't know. I kind of think if you guys aren't going to make a go of it...
It's a little different for their relationship for adults or even young adults than it is for a child. The child needs to have some sense of control over the feelings that are generated from this and some way of diminishing the trauma of the loss. So I would make sure that the person is around, that the picture's around, that you make it clear to your kids how much he cares about you, and make it repeated over and over, how much he cares about them, and repeat over and over and over again. That and the reason he leaves is the circumstances.
I know how your kids would deal with it, Drew. They'd get naked and jump off something, because that's what Drew's kids do.
That's what they do whether somebody's leaving or not.
They get nude and they jump off stuff.
Ronna, isn't that what your kids do, too? No.
Well, to him. They listen to him more than they listen to me.
Well, but listen, I think it is something, particularly your 4-year-old needs to understand. Yeah. And it needs to be reinforced. And I would give them an opportunity to spend a little time here and there with him so they know that he is not gone, that he is just the circumstance are taking him away for the time being. Again, to reinforce the fact that his feelings are still the same and it's not their fault. They haven't created the circumstances. And they haven't lost him completely.
There really should be a kid's book. It says,
oh, yeah.
So you've scrapped another man. And it, they show they illustrate some kind of man junkyard or something where old boyfriends and husbands were piled up. Or, It wouldn't be a junkyard. It'd be like a fairyland. They've gone on to a better place, like ex-boyfriend heaven or something like that. Something illustrated. Something you could sit down and go through. This sounds like I'm making a joke, but actually something...
Like Adam Carolla, Coloring Book for Divorced Parents.
And we'll be back. Well, not enough time for another call, I don't believe, Drew. What do you think?
40 seconds? No, I'd say no.
All right, but I will give the email address out again. LUVE191.
LUV191. LUV191.
I swear,
Yeah, you should let me read that. That's what I swear.
Mr. Patronizing. I've been tested for dyslexia.
Imagine that. You're kidding.
See, no, wait a minute, Drew. Yeah, okay, fine. Make fun of me.
There's not enough time for this. I'm sorry.
God forbid I should get cancer. So you can come in here and, hey, I was at chemo today. Hey, that's a Baldy.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
your
gums are bleeding, man.
I couldn't resist. Look, after what I went through yesterday with you, I deserve a little bit of a chance to crack back.
Okay. I want to thank James, Eric, and Sherry for doing a bang-up job on the phone. I want to thank the lovely, angular, and slender producer, Ann, for doing the usual fantastic job of producing. I want to thank Mike, Engineer Mike, the butt of many a bad joke, but really this guy knows the board in there is like two air traffic control towers, and he goes to town in there every night, never missing a beat. I want to thank myself, Adam Carolla, for showing up because I'm sick. I want to thank Dr. Drew because he's a board-certified physician, and he's sharing his knowledge with you, and we will talk to you tomorrow night.
If you are still listening, you may feel the urge to touch yourself.
So that's it, then. The opinions expressed on Loveline by Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, or anyone are not necessarily ours. Be happy. Be happy. Happy, happy, happy. Loveline's producer is Ann Wilkins. Thank you.